is around.
Hello and welcome to the Tottenham America channel. Today we will be rating every player's performance from Tottenham Hotspur's 3-2 win over Eintracht Frankfurt at home at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium to send them top of Group D in the UEFA Champions League group stage. Before we get started, make sure you smash the subscribe button, hit the like button if you enjoy our content, comment down below who your man of the match was. Let's get into it, starting with Hugo Lloris.
I'm going to rate Hugo Lloris a 7.
I'm going to give him a 7 as well. Good performance from him. Really couldn't do much about either of the goals. He was really hung out to dry for the first one. And then the second one, a simple header from a corner. Poor defending, poor marking, but couldn't do anything. Saved us in the end with a very, very good save against I forget who it was exactly who took the shot. Maybe Abimbe. Lashed a shot into the corner, and Hugo Lloris made an excellent save to keep it out.
I think it was the guy that scored the goal.
Or it was Ali
Alidu.
It could have been him as well.
But Lloris really did well to hold on to the ball there with his great handling, make sure it didn't pop out for a rebound for them, and other situations where he had to come out the box and clear, he did well.
Yeah. I think good performance. Maybe could have done a little bit better for the header, but honestly, it was a very close reaction type of thing, and it's hard for him to do anything from there. And it was also not the greatest marking from our players. Let's move into our defense now, starting with Cristian Romero.
I'm going to rate Romero a 7.5.
I'm going to give him a 7.5 as well. Romero is finally finding his form again. Much more aggressive today.
Very aggressive with those strong tackles. He rarely has a tackle where he misses the ball and doesn't get the ball back. Yeah. He always goes in really hard to those tackles, and he always gets the ball. Sometimes he just commit fouls.
Which is important because a lot of the time we haven't had that defender in a long time. Vertonghen was like that, but as he got older, he started to fade and would hold back a little bit more. And then, of course, with Sanchez, he tried as it, but can never judge himself right, and like 50% of the time he'll miss the ball. And so having a defender like Romero is really important, and especially in this game today, he helped quiet down the attackers for Frankfurt excellently, and really didn't play a big part in conceding the goals. Nearly got another Tottenham goal in the end of the second half. It was a very near miss, I know. Cristian Romero, a header, just went over the top or wide, I'm not exactly sure. Oh, actually, sorry, it was a save. Royal crosses into the box, a save from Kevin Trapp, turns it past the post. Romero nearly gets a goal on the brink of halftime. Let's move to our next defender now, Eric Dier. Dier, I'm going to give a 7.
I'm going to rate him a 6.75.
Obviously, the mistake for the first goal wasn't the best.
Yeah. He was very solid for the rest of the match, but it was just that mistake in the first goal that was very costly.
Yeah. Did get subbed off a little bit early. Undoubtedly, probably to save his legs. He's played a lot this season. Despite his mistake, he's one of our best players this season, one of our best defenders. So he's going to be very important this season. Other than his error, he did well.
And he's going to play a lot this season, mainly because we don't have anyone else that can play that central position. Yeah. We have Sanchez, who can replace Romero on that right side, and we have Langlet or Davies. They always switch out. Whoever one is on the bench can switch out with them. So we have two options on that side too, but we don't have two options in the middle. So Dier is always going to play.
Yeah, and he's a very important member to our squad because he knows how to hold back. He knows not to step forward. He knows to kind of jockey for a little bit, let the attackers come, wait for Sanchez and Romero and Longley or Davies to do their thing, and then Dier is basically like the last man, kind of like a sweeper almost, kind of cleaning up that last edge of attack. And he's done his position very well this season. Continuing on to our next players. Let's move into our last defender, Clément Lenglet. I'm going to give Lenglet a 7.25.
I'm also going to rate him a 7.25.
Lenglet had a very good performance today. No errors as usual. Very calm, very composed at the back. And I really hope we can buy him because he is a defender that we haven't had for a long time. Maybe Vertonghen, I think, is the guy who really was like him, but he, faded out with his age. And so having Longley here, a perfect left-footed center back, and then having Davies as an option to rotate is an excellent squad addition from Antonio Conte at that left center back side. And I really hope we can get him on a permanent because he is such a good addition to the squad. And I know he's out of favor at Barcelona as well. So
good chance we can buy him for a pretty decent price if Barcelona don't want him.
Yeah.
It looks like they just want to get rid of him. So
yeah, definitely.
Good sign for us to buy him.
Yeah. Let's continue on now into our wingback position, starting with Emerson Royal. 7.25 for me.
7.5 for me.
Emerson continuing his weird spell of form after a shocking game at the North London Derby with that red card. Getting this was very important for him, and I think he's finally finding his form under Conte.
Yeah, today he went very hard in on his tackles, like Romero. Very good today. Didn't make any silly mistakes. Did not do what I watched, a single thing wrong. He did amazing. Both wingbacks were superb today.
Yeah, definitely. Speaking of our other wingback, let's move on to him, Ryan Sessegnon, who had one of his probably best performances of the season. I'm going to give him a 7.5.
I'm also going to give him a 7.5.
He did excellently today. Almost no errors at that left back position. Just always making sure to stay steady. Excellent on the attack. Denied a very, almost a goal by Kevin Trapp, who made one or two excellent saves against Ryan Sessegnon to deny him of a Tottenham goal. But he was so up and down, so fluid on that left side, and to see him and Perisic as the rotating options, once again, is such a good thing to see.
It's nice to see not one of them just playing all the time, and it's nice to see rotation. Perisic was the one who played. Well, no, it was also Sessegnon who played against Brighton, but Perisic did come on later in the game. But we saw before that Perisic played a lot more than Sessegnon. But now Sessegnon is starting to come back into the squad, and then Perisic is going to come back into the squad, and then it's just going to go back and forth. I mean, we have some good rotation there. That's how we avoid injuries, because we don't want to overwork any certain players.
Yeah, I agree. Let's continue now into our midfield, who we know is such an important place in our team, starting with Rodrigo Bentancur.
I'm going to rate Bentancur a 7.
I'm going to give him a 7.25. As usual, Bentancur played an incredibly important role in our midfield, always moving the ball around well, does incredible under pressure. He also, I believe, he played all 90 minutes today. No, sorry, he was not. He was the first one to be subbed off, 67 minutes. Forgot about that, for Skip. But undoubtedly a very good performance, and this is definitely going to be just to rest his legs a little bit and get him ready for Everton, and then, of course, Manchester United coming up soon. Bentancur Højbjerg is such a good combination.
I didn't see much of Højbjerg today. Bentancur, because I did not watch the first half. But what I heard from him, he was pretty good and pretty solid today.
Yes.
Today.
Let's continue to his midfield counterpart, Pierre-Emile Højbjerg.
I'm going to rate him an 8.
I'm going to give Højbjerg a 7.75. Excellent assist for Son Heung-min's volley, and just a very good day in midfield today.
He basically ran the midfield today. Again, beautiful assist for Son. Great ball. Other than that, he just ran the midfield today, like I said already, and was just really good today, like he always is, continuing the consistency of his form.
And he is such, I think finally fans are starting to realize why he's such an important player to us, and why, like, his undroppableness. Like, there's no one in our squad that plays the midfield like he does. There's no combination like Højbjerg Bentancur that we have that's still that effective. Højbjerg Bentancur is just, it just works. The combination of their strengths and everything, it just works perfectly. let's continue on to our front three, starting with Richarlison. Richarlison, I'm going to give him a 7.
Richarlison, I am also going to give him a 7.
I thought he worked much, much better for the 17 minutes, around 22 minutes that I saw him for. I thought Richarlison worked much better with Kane and Son today. He wasn't really, I think we made sure not to play the ball into Richarlison as much because we know he's not a creative winger, he's an attacking winger. So really the most we saw him was when he had those chances to just run and not come into the box or cross or whatever, just run, attack, try and get a shot off, and then he was ultimately brought off to form a 3-5-2 formation, but really a good performance from Richarlison, and one that shows that he is slowly adapting to our our playing style, which is definitely something that he's not always used to. And so I think, Richarlison will come good in the end. I know he's had a little bit of a hard start here at Tottenham, but he will come good. Let's continue now to man of the match, Son Heung-min.
Son, 2 superb goals from him. I'm going to rate him a 9.
I'm going to give him a 9 as well. Son Heung-min has become a completely different player compared to what we saw before the international break. The guy that we saw at the North London derby. This is not the same player. He's so much more electric. He moves a lot more. So much more active. It's so nice to see him finally hitting back his form.
First, it was that hat-trick against Leicester. Then it was the brace today and the assist against Brighton has slowly but surely brought him back into form, and now he's back and firing.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can do the same in the Premier League, like he done today.
We just had this uptick of form recently, starting with the Frankfurt draw, where we just feel so much more creative. We're able to attack more freely. I know Frankfurt, or especially I think Brighton, we were kind of criticized for holding back, sitting back too much of the game, which I think that game was an exception only because we experienced the loss of our fitness coach, Gianpiero Ventrone, that Thursday, I think. So it was definitely a hard time for all the players and everyone at Tottenham. So really, that was kind of like a 1 in a million type of thing where it's not really a exact replica of how we're going to perform the next 3 matches because this was coming off of the back of like a loss of a family member almost. So, the way we played, I think, today is something how we're going to see the rest of the season, except we have to be much more better in attacking, finish off our chances much better, and solid in defense. Let's continue to our last player in the team sheet, Harry Kane.
Harry Kane, I'm going to rate him a 8.25.
I'm going to give him an 8. Harry Kane had a very good start to the game, very good start to the second half. Took his first penalty very well, and then spraying passes beautifully to our wingers, especially Son and Oliver Skip, who almost played like a winger position while he was on. Kane was passing very well, but at the end of the match, he definitely started to go down.
That led up to him skying a penalty, which we have never seen from him before. It's been really odd.
Yeah.
Last 3 seasons, last time he missed a penalty before this season was, I believe, in 2018. And it was in the 2017-18 season. So that means in the 2018-19 season, 2019-20 season, and the 2021 season, and the 21-22 season, he did not miss a penalty at all. And then, all of a sudden, this season, he's already missed 2.
Yeah.
Which is very weird.
Confidence lack? I don't know. But really, it didn't matter. I mean, his passing at the end of the game, I don't know if it was fatigue. I think it was fatigue. That guy was running up and down the pitch for like 80 minutes and still didn't get subbed off. And then the pass to Bryan Gil was just too much. Too much flair. Just hit a nice, simple ground ball. Don't sky it over Bryan Gil, who's like 5'9". Don't put it right over his head. Try and give him a little bit of an easier ball to finish off. But overall, a decent performance from Harry Kane. And of course, the goal from him gives him a little bit of a boost. Let's continue to our substitutes. Just a quick few words for Skip and Bissouma. Skip, I'm going to give 6.5. Bissouma, 6.5 as well.
Skip, I'm also going to give a 6.5. And then Bissouma, I'm going to give a 6.75. I saw more passes from him I don't think he really lost the ball once. Made some great passes. Did really well.
Good tackles.
Good tackles, yeah. Did really well holding back, kind of wasting time, passing around the back.
Yeah.
So I'm giving credit to him for that.
Yeah, I agree. As for Oliver Skip, I thought he was very solid. He's still obviously continuing his comeback from injury, so really a little lack of form is to be expected from him. But he's doing better.
He did not have a lack of form today, in my opinion. It's just the fact that we did not see him for long enough. He could have done more if he started. But
I think the biggest thing we saw from him today was him chasing balls down the right side, almost acting like a winger when he's a defensive midfielder. I feel like we saw that a lot today. One other little shout out I'd like to give is to Bryan Gil. That guy was very, very bright in his short cameo.
Amazing.
And the change, like against Frankfurt, he was nowhere near this good. And
First time.
Yeah, I really hope he comes out good because today he looked like Messi. The way he won that penalty, his movement, his, like traveling, his movement across the pitch, just so Messi. Like his movement he's rapid. He's absolutely incredibly fast.
Yeah, those two little chops for the penalty that he won were just amazing. Very Messi-like. Keeps the ball close to his feet. Great dribbler. Fast.
Yeah. So I want to see a lot more from Bryan Gil in the upcoming future for Tottenham. But that is it for our player ratings. If you enjoyed, make sure you smash the subscribe button. Hit the like button if you enjoy our content. Comment down below who your man of the match is. And until next time.
Come on, you Spurs!